As the summer wore on, I could tell 2021-22 was going to be a great year, and I was right. So coming out of COVID, the main concern was what effects did the modified schedule have on the players' growth, and whether or not some of the players had had enough experience playing to play the music that I was wanting to play.
My thoughts going into this year were how best can we recover from COVID? It's obvious that it impacted every sport, but band more so. Band is built like year on year. The longer you go, the better you get. So when you have a year where everything's kind of messed up, your progress backtracks.
I was looking forward to definitely just maybe getting back to normal. It's been really hard for me over the last 2 years not getting to do what I love to do.
I guess I was really looking forward to marching band because marching band was probably my favorite, one of my favorites, if not my favorite thing to do.
My favorite song would be Old Time Rock and Roll, just because it's so upbeat and everybody got into it, and learning the choreography was so fun because you could see everyone getting into it because they loved the song.
Favorite song from the show would be The Devil Went Down to Georgia, and it's because of one certain part where the tubas have to play very quickly, but it sounds so amazing.
I think my favorite song from this year was When a Man Loves a Woman. Devil Went Down to Georgia came a close second, but When a Man Loves a Woman, it sounded really nice and it was a lot of fun to play.
My favorite song would have to be Old Time Rock and Roll, just because the mellows had a really cool part.
I liked Devil Went Down to Georgia just because I got to see Claire go crazy on the violin, and it was really pumped up and quick, which is the songs that I tend to like.
My favorite song was The Devil Went Down to Georgia, just because I got to play and it was a lot of fun.
Going into the school year, it was time to change from old t-shirts and sneakers into the uniform of the pride of the Greenwave. The goal is for every performance to get better in some way. Hopefully to get better musically for sure, and also visually, and if we can make progress visually and musically, that's even better. I felt like every show got better, and so my favorite show would be whenever the last time we did it, because it just got better every time we did it.
My favorite run of the show was probably our state run for state competition. It was one of the best. We knew it was going to be one of the last that we actually got to compete for and let people see. So we really did our best that we could with it.
I think my favorite run of the show is always the last one that we do. But that one at the competition, the state championship, was probably the best run that we've ever done for that show. And it tends to be that way. And I usually like the one where we do the best.
The first game, it was really nerve-wracking, especially because I had to play a solo. It was the first time that at a football game that I would be featured in front of everyone.
The first game was very overwhelming. I didn't know how to feel until I got on the field because it was my last first game. So it was I had a lot of mixed emotions with the first game.
Senior night was really emotional for me because all of my majorettes came up and they were just telling me how much they were going to miss me, and hearing my name called over the speakers and hearing Mr. Goldberg talk about what I was going to do next in my life was really emotional because it kind of hit me that I was moving on and I wasn't going to be in high school anymore.
I thought I would be really emotional because I've cried like every other year during senior night and when all the seniors had to go. But it was a little bit bittersweet because everything was kind of a big mess.
I can say it was pretty emotional. Of course, my favorite part about that night was when I walked out on the field, being able to hear my name be heard by Coach Thomas over the intercom and everyone cheering for me. And just walking out on that field, it really just, all the memories of marching on that field throughout all 4 years of high school really just came back to me.
Senior night was really nostalgic just because it brought back like so many memories of me standing. It made me think of the time, all the years before, of me standing on the track and watching the seniors graduate, and it just felt different to be one of the ones who wasn't on the track and was getting my name called out.
Honestly, I was really just thinking about all the past groups and like what had happened then. And to be completely honest, I don't know if I've fully processed that I'm done yet, but I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I was sad seeing everybody, like all of the seniors, because we've all grown up together, but I was also happy that we were ending the season.
The football season ended and it was getting festive here in Leeds, Alabama.
Bass Pro was one of the ways that the band was attempting to get back into the community. Obviously, we had the parades and stuff where we got to play for the city, and then in Bass Pro, it was kind of a way to reiterate the bonds that we had.
My favorite part was going inside because we would just go inside and it would sound so loud in there. I don't think it would sound particularly that good with how loud it was, but it was always really fun to play.
The winter concert for me was just a whole lot of like scrambling around because I was playing trombone and French horn, and there were like the singing groups, so it was like trying to get to the right spots, and that's before playing the right notes as well.
It was my first winter concert. I didn't do it last year, and it was fun.
The winter concert was a lot of fun this year because we actually got to be back at the high school, and a lot of the parents came, and we played a lot of our normal things this time.
My favorite Christmas song to play is probably Sleigh Ride, because we get to do the thing where it's you do the clap thing, and I did that part this year at the winter concert, so I thought that was a good time.
It was this merry rockin' Christmas song that I got to play on the drum set, and I really liked it because it was groovy and I got to do a lot with it.
My favorite Christmas song was God Rest You Merry Gentlemen. It started with the French horns, and then the baritones came in playing the same thing, and that one was my favorite because it was a lot of fun to play.
While the program as a whole focused on concert band, our percussionists were getting ready for the Southeast Color Guard Circuit Finals.
The shift from the whole band to drumline, well, both are actually quite the same because it's both a lot of work to try and get everything together. Really just, it's like we had fewer people, and again, like I said before, it was mostly people who never played anything percussion-wise ever in their lives being a part of it this year, and that was actually the coolest part about it.
Indoor is a more complicated, or it's a more condensed version of the band, because we don't have a very big drum line here. So we pull people from other instruments to come play an indoor drumline who often aren't very experienced with their instruments. So we're constantly learning new things and becoming a better group. And the people who join indoor drumline put in a lot of effort, and they're able to compete with other groups who have been have drumlines that are big enough to where everybody is an experienced player, and they're able to be on the same level as them, even as inexperienced players, which is very impressive.
The Tennessee competition was a lot of fun. It was really cool to get to see so many more percussion groups, just because at the other competitions they were mostly winter guard, so we didn't see many percussion groups, and it was really cool to see a lot of groups coming from different parts of the Southeast.
The Tennessee competition, it was really fun getting to like room with a couple of friends before, and to be completely honest, I had a really good nap in the stands that day. Sorry, other groups.
This year, we're saying goodbye to some incredible people who are also great musicians that have sacrificed their time being mentors and showing incredible leadership.
I wouldn't say I have one like specific favorite memory. I have multiple. I guess one of them was way back early years when we used to put songs on the bus and we would all sing, like on the girls' bus, and we would all sing together like really loud and that was pretty fun.
So my favorite memory of a Christmas concert was when it had to be, I think it was either my freshman or my sophomore year. It was probably my sophomore year, but it was when we were still with Jaden and Chance and Aaron and Israel and everybody, and we played a sleigh ride, and Chance was in charge of the whip crack on one of the parts, and he missed them both completely. Or he didn't miss them, it was a delay. It was a delay, so every time he would hit it, it would be like so late, and at the very end of the song, when he was supposed to hit the whip crack, it like went in early. It went early before the whole band, and I just remember dying in the back. Everyone was on the floor laughing. It was so funny.
My favorite memories are us going to away games, because it's usually fun in the bus and before the travel of all the crazy shenanigans that happen.
My favorite memory would have to be the band bus, specifically like 8th and 9th grade, because our drum major, Dalton, he was a DJ, and so he would always get us all hyped up before and after going back to the high school. So that was always a lot of fun.
My favorite memory would have to be my sophomore year when we were all riding the bus back from a competition. We were all sleepy, but we didn't want to go to sleep, so we all stayed up talking, and just the energy from that night is unmatched. It was so fun. Everybody, we had a good run through, so everyone was happy with that. It was a great bus ride. So that has to be my favorite memory from all of my years on the line.
The thing I'm going to miss the most about being in band is probably the connections that I've formed with everybody for the past 5 years.
Other than playing an instrument, I'm gonna miss like the familiarity of it, especially like it's something that I've been doing since 8th grade, or band 5th, marching 8th. So it's been something that's been going for a long time, and like getting out of that cycle is gonna be really weird.
I'm going to miss the people. I've made a lot of friends in band, and it'll be sad to move on and not be able to do band with them anymore and travel and see them every day.
I'm going to miss the people. I'm gonna miss the dancers. I'm gonna miss band camp. Surprisingly, I'm gonna miss dance camp. But I'm definitely gonna miss dance camp. I'm gonna miss bonding and waking up super early and running around the school. I'm gonna miss it a lot.
This was a great year for the Pride of the Greenwave, and I'm very excited for what is to come.